Pac-12, basketball power. Good headline, John. Pac-12 gets Gonzaga. Gonzaga leaves the West Coast Conference. Gonzaga's, get this, is going to go from a payday of $3 million, which is what they got in the media contract from the WCC, to $11 million.
Okay.
Now, Gonzaga stayed in the WCC because the West Coast Conference allowed them to keep their NCAA basketball unit money. You know, when you go to the tournament, every time you play a game in the tournament, you get a bonus. Usually that bonus goes into the conference coffers, but to keep Gonzaga in the WCC, they allowed Gonzaga to stake claim to every NCAA unit. Now, Gonzaga goes to the Pac-12 as a basketball school, and all their other sports will be in the Pac-12. They don't have football. But they're going to get to keep some of the units, but not all of the units. It's a new financial structure that the new Pac-12 is laying out. But suddenly the Pac-12, a little bit of basketball identity with the Zags and the Aztecs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a good conference now, you know, from
we
a
get
basketball.
UCLA back.
Well, yeah, if the other guys come back. But I have two questions about this. Number one is, did Gonzaga have to pay any sort of an exit fee?
I think it might have been $2 million. It wasn't very much.
Okay, and then if they're getting $11 million a year on this media rights thing, is that what the Aztecs are getting too?
Yes, that's what this assumption is with the new contract. And now the Pac-12 goes to the negotiating table, and you got all the network partners sitting around the table, and it says, "Here's our lineup. These are our schools.
Right.
Look at what we got already."
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, there's going to be an 8th or 9th football program. We don't know how quickly. We're not sure who it'll be. But guarantee you, it's going to be a name. Gonzaga is a name. And suddenly Gonzaga, in the basketball end of the TV media deal, that carries clout. Probably carries more clout than San Diego State carries.
I think from a national
Sure.
footprint, it does. But the other name I keep hearing now is Sacramento State. And I'm like, that's not a name, but they're really pushing hard.
Yeah, that's far-fetched.
Yeah.
You shouldn't drink a lot of beer at night. So that's gone on with the Pac-12. Zags are in the Pac-12. Huge get. They talked to Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon doesn't bring a lot to the table. Grand Canyon's not a national basketball power yet, though they're trying to build that. You know, they talked to St. Mary's, which is fine, but St. Mary's is not a national power. So they got the best of the bunch there. And they're going to go back and look. They don't have to make a deal on another football partner till next August, till August of 2025. They have to have an 8th football program a year from now. Mountain West, meanwhile, scrambling, having lost the top 4 in the Mountain West. And
top 5.
Well, losing Utah State, which now means 5. They go into the marketplace and do something a little bit different. They bring back Texas El Paso. UTEP's got great tradition in the southwest corner of that state. They draw pretty well. Football had been down, but it's up and down. Basketball's got great heritage, a.k.a. the Don Haskins era and all that. So they're bringing UTEP back. Now, they're not done. My theory is, okay, be who you are. You're the Mountain West. You're here. Don't tell me you want to be the Pac-12. You're not going to ever do that. But what you got's a good conference. So you got UTEP. Just go across the state line and bring New Mexico State in, because they've been all over the place as an independent and they've been to the conferences. Bring them in and give them some stability so they can build and recruit. Because so now you got New Mexico, which is coming back in football, New Mexico State, which has got great basketball, the Pan American Center, and you got UTEP. That's 3 geographical schools. That's pretty good. And then you got Wyoming and Air Force Academy and all that. That's what I would hope the Mountain West would do, is just bring the Aggies back in. You know, enough with this talking to Texas State, which has got no tradition, or we're talking to South Alabama. That makes no sense at all.
No, it doesn't. But I love this idea because New Mexico State and New Mexico have a very, vibrant rivalry.
Oh, yes.
In football and baseball and basketball, everything. And then UTEP, you're right. It was Don Haskins, right?
Yes.
In Texas Western. And what was that movie? Was it Glory Road, I think?
Yes.
What a great movie that was.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, all of that history there, I say bring him in. And, yeah, now you have something cooking, there in New Mexico. And Las Cruces and El Paso are got to be, 30 miles apart?
Yeah, you could throw hand grenades at each other.
Yeah.
So I think so.
That's a good idea.
Throwing hand grenades or bringing them in?
Both.
There has been a lot of talk. This other piece of conversation with the Mountain West would make sense geographically, but financially, I don't think it does. There's an awful lot of talk of Montana State, and they are really good 1AA programs. But I don't think the Grizzlies or the Bobcats are going to be able to fund 90 scholarships for football, because you fund 90 to go from 1AA to Division One. That impacts the rest of Title IX, because now you got to fund additional things for the women's programs.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know the Montana State, as good as they are in the Big Sky Conference. And I think they'd be nice rivals geographically. It would fit the Mountain West parameters. I just don't think financially they can execute it. North Dakota State is out there and has been tough, but that's not Mountain region. That's over there. So that's where we are with the Mountain West and the Pac-12. You're a college fan. You like the idea of the Zags? Now we got a basketball conference to pay attention to. And if we ever lure Greg Cronin or Mick Cronin and UCLA back,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty doggone good. Last topic